Today we're going to show you how to make whole wheat spinach noodles. Now you don't have to do it with spinach, you can make whole wheat noodles and I'll put that separate recipe on the blog also. But I like to put spinach in it. You can't taste it, it's fun and it's super healthy. So the way we start is by putting 8 ounces, which is actually a lot, but spinach feels like a lot, but spinach really cooks down. 8 ounces of spinach into a pot, and you wash it and use that water that you've washed it with to act as to boil it, and it boils right down. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and then show you what we do next. As you can see, the spinach has cooked down a ton. Now I'm just gonna get the water out and mix it with some ingredients. Okay, so now we have the spinach and the eggs, salt and oil in here, and we're just gonna blend it up real fast. Okay, so in the Vitamix we blended the spinach mixture. You can probably do that in any blender. So after you've done that, you just add it to the flour. And what I've done is half whole wheat flour and half semolina flour. And you can get that at most bulk food stores or food stores. So we're going to mix this together and then see what it looks like. So this is the dough after it's been kneaded. We're going to let it rest for about 10 minutes. Like I said, this is the spinach kind. You can make it just regular without the spinach, and I'll put the alternate directions for that. You kind of want it to feel kind of like Play-Doh. So if you can imagine that, that's kind of the texture you want it. So depending on where you're at, you may need to add a teeny bit of water or a teeny bit of flour, but that's kind of what you want it to look like. So while this was resting, I went ahead and got the sauce ready, and I used some garden tomatoes and spices and zucchini, and I put some ground turkey in there to make it a little bit healthier. So as that's simmering, we can go ahead and start to roll out the noodles. So all we do for that, here we go, just take it out. There's pasta makers that are fairly inexpensive that you can get, but what I do is I'll split the dough into two and just kind of like play with it a little, pat it down, and just roll it out. Now, just take it, turn it, roll it. In my experience, the longer you let the dough knead before you try doing this, the easier it is going to be to just keep turning it over and over again. It won't be as sticky. So make sure you kneaded it enough, and then just keep rolling it out, and then I'll be back in a minute when it's a lot thinner. Okay, so it's gotten a lot bigger. And one of the tricks to rolling is, instead of just trying to keep rolling and rolling it, pick it up and turn it around. That'll make sure it doesn't stay too sticky, for one. And it also kind of lets gravity be on your side. When you lift it up, just kind of let it swing around a little, and then you can see it'll come out a lot farther. So it doesn't take too long at all. It doesn't need to be perfect because lasagna noodles are all hidden with a bunch of sauce and cheese anyways. So once you get it to the thickness you want it a little thinner than you like noodles. So if you like a really thick noodle, you can make it thicker, but it does puff a little bit, so make it a little thinner than you would actually want. So then I just take a pizza cutter, go down, and make these noodles. Now, what I do until it's ready to cook, which they're ready to cook right when you cut it, but I cook them all at once, is I just kind of drape it over something while I get the second half ready. So we'll go ahead and get the second half done, and we'll be right back. Okay, now we have finished rolling out all the noodles, and we have some boiling water, and we're just gonna throw them in. And the good thing about homemade noodles is they cook super fast because they're not dry. So I'm gonna throw all these in and we'll show you what they look like. Okay, so now we've strained the noodles. They're cooked and they're nice and pliable, and I put a little layer of sauce down on the pan before I start layering this, and I'm just going to layer it with noodles and mozzarella and low-fat ricotta and the sauce. So we'll be back when it's all layered.